Hi, I am Rahul, and today we will learn about most frequently used functions. These functions are mostly used by programmers such in day-to-day programming to retrieve the features of data or a data set. So let's start with first a function called length. This function used to identify what is the length of a particular column or a particular data set. So for doing this, for simplicity, I'm assigning f variable a vector c with 4 values 1, 3, 5, 10, and I want to first assign that vector to f variable. And after assignment, if you want to check how many observations or numbers are inside this such a vector available, just press Control Enter. Inside the length function given this f data set, it shows that it contains four observations. And next function I'm going for round function. It is one of the most frequently used as a function. This round function works like if a value is less than 0.5, then it will go to the lower end of that value, like 1.44 1.499 here. It will act as a 1. It will take, when you will round it, it will take as 1. And 3.55 it will take as 4 because it is more than 0.5. So let assign this vector with this 4 values with decimals or points. So just assign this vector and use the round function, and inside that parenthesis give this vector name and check what would be the result. So it takes 1.499 as 1 because it is less than 1.5, and 3.55 as 4, then 7.8 is a 8, and 1.04 is a 1. This kind of rounding process useful for like logistic regression, where you will get a value like 1.33, 1.44. So at that cases, you have to make it round to make a confusion matrix. I'm not going into deep because you will some people will not understand right now because it is modeling part. I will talk about it in statistics during statistics lectures. So the next function is sequence. Okay, so sequence function, what it does actually, it will generate a series of number. Okay, like the argument for sequence is such a seq, or the function is seq, and this parenthesis. Use the seq, then you have to give from where you want to generate the number, like from, use the from equal to 10. I want to generate it from 10 and up to, so 2, use the 2 equal to 40. I want to generate up to 40. I want to generate 10 to 40. By how much gap? By 4 interval, say 10, then it's 14, then 18, like that. Okay, so just press Control Enter. It will generate 10, 14, 18, 22, 26. It will generate at a interval of 4 and the values from 10 to 40. You can also generate values within a particular range, say 10 to 20, 20 to 50, and rather than giving a particular interval, you can divide it into a particular number of segments. Like from 1 to 2, I want to divide it in a 10 segments. So use the sequence function again from 1, so then 2 equal to 2, that means up to 2, and I want to divide it in 10 segments. So use the length equal to 10. So if you press Control Enter, it will divide 1 to 2 values into 10 segments, like 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. Then next function is repeat. Okay, so repeat function, what it does, it repeats a certain values. Like this repeat function, if you use this repeat function and give 5, 4, that means the 5 value, I want to repeat this 5 value 4 times. So 5, 4. If you press Control Enter, then it will repeat the 5 values 4 times. Then again the repeat function, I am using a particular vector, say a particular set of numeric values or a number, like under the vector I am using 2, 4, 5, and 6, and I want to repeat this vector 4 times. So you can also do that. Press Ctrl Enter, it will repeat 2456, 2456, 2456, 2456 4 times. Okay. And again, if you want to repeat each values several times, then you can use the each function that will repeat inside the vector each values 4 times, like 2 4 times, 4 4 times, 5 4 times, and 6 4 times. Okay. Press Ctrl Enter, it will repeat the values 2 2 2 2, 4 4 4 4, 5 5 5 5, and 6 6 6 6. So it repeated each values 4 times. So next function is one of the most frequently used function and one of the very best function. Like here I'm using this, there are two functions, one is all function and another is any function. The all function checks a particular condition whether it's true for all cases, then it will print true. Otherwise any of these cases it fails, then it will print false. And any function, in any function, if any of the condition is true among large number of conditions, then it will print true. And if none of this match the condition, then it will, if none of this such match in the condition, then it will print false. Okay. So if any one condition will match, then it will print true. Say I have a vector y having a value 3, 8, 12, and 15. I'm assigning this vector to y. Okay. So press Ctrl Enter. After that, I'm using the all function, and inside that function I'm checking whether the y is greater than 9 or not. Like 3 is not greater than 9, 8 is not greater than 9. So all function checks every values. So if any of this value fails the condition, then it will print false. Here two values 3 and 8 fails and the condition, it is less than 9, so it will print false. So if you check another, I'm checking with this y is less than 21, because all the values are less than 21. So all the values are true in all function, then it will print true. And for any function, any of this value or condition is if true, then it will print true. Otherwise it will print false. Like I am checking y is greater than 7. Only 3 is only 8, 12, and 15 is greater than 7. Okay, in y, and 3 is not greater than 7, less than 7. So here three conditions are satisfying here. So any of this condition if satisfied, that means it's true. So it's true. Next I'm checking whether y is less than 4. Okay, y is less than 4. So it is not 3 is less than 4, one condition satisfied, and these three conditions are not satisfied. So one condition satisfied, still it will print a true, because one condition 3 is less than 4 is satisfied in the y vector. The 3 value contains in the vector and it is less than 4. So next is subset. Basically subset function used to subset the data from a large set of data. Subset means want to classify some or divide in certain portions, like for machine learning or for other type of modeling, you have to classify such a data in train set or test set, like 70%, 30%, or you want to divide a big data set into smaller parts for other type of simple analysis. So the subset will take the whole data and make into different parts, or for different parts, and you can use that for different analysis. Here I'm using the simple one example, like x. I'm assigning one vectors 1, 3, 4, 6, 12, 22, and 45 numbers. Just assigning it to x. After assignment, use the subset function. Give the dataset name. Dataset name is here x. Here is the all vector is saved inside the x. Okay. So here 4, 3, 7 values. You can check here in the right side, x having 1 to 7 values, and these are the values. Okay. So I'm checking using subset. I want to make it short, or take certain sample or certain based on certain condition of the from the data set. Say from data set x, I want to take the values which are more than 10. So use the subset function, and inside the parenthesis first give the data set name. Here is x, comma, x is greater than 10. I'm taking those values which are greater than 10. So it will take 12, 22, and 45. So press Ctrl Enter. 12, 22, and 45 is printed here. So likewise you can just subset, if you having a data frame or Excel file, CSV, you can also do that. We will talk about it later in data manipulation or data segregation and data manipulation chapter. So next is which function. Which function basically identify particular indexing value. Index value means like for Python, index value means such like here is a D vector. I'm saving one vector here inside the D variable, and this vector contains 3, -4, 2, 10 and 5. These 5 values. Okay, so which this vector indexing means each of this observation having a index. For Python, if anybody uses Python, they can they know that it is start from 0 from left side, like 3 is 0, then -4 is 1, 2 is such a 2, then 10 is 3, then 5 is 4. But in R, it is not starts from 0. From left side it will start, but it is start from 1. 3 is 1, -4 is 2, 2 is 3, and 10 is 4 index, and 5 is 5 index. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 index from left side. Okay, and which function basically based on the certain condition gives the index, which gives the index value at which index such the particular value exists, that which index the particular value exists that satisfies the condition. Like if I'm using here which function and want to check if d square, d into d is greater than 10. If you multiply d into d, that means 3 square, -4 square, 2 square, 10 square and 5 square. Which one is more than 10? And any of this value whose square is more than 10, it will give that value's index. Like here 3 square is 9, not greater than 10, so it will not print this such a value. 4 square -4 square means 16, so it is more than 10, it will print. 2, then 2 square is 4, it's very much small, it will not print. 10 square, it will 100, it is more than 10, so it will print this index. So index 2, index 4, and it is 25, so index 5, 2, 4 and 5 it will print. Just see. Okay, first first run this, assign this vector to D. After that use the which function, it will print 2, 4 and 5. 2, 4 and 5, because 2, 4 and 5 positions are satisfying the criteria. Actually it is it's square more than 10. So next is one of the frequently used, very frequently used as a function, ifelse function. See, it checks whether a particular condition with if, and it is if not satisfied with the if condition, then it goes for else condition. So I'm using this ifelse function. Many people use this function basically to transform certain values or character values to a numeric values. Like say if you having a Excel sheet or a data frame in R, in which a column contains coded value like say male for M, female for F, certain thing, and for certain analysis you have to convert those those characters to a numerical value. Like if you using this one for a modeling, and it is act as a dependent variable, so you have to convert and at certain cases. So for conversion, this if else such a function is very much useful. Okay, so let's first assign I have this gender strings like female, male, female, male and male 5 inside this vector, and assign to a variable gender. Let's first assign that variable into gender. After that use the if else condition. How it will work? First you have to give the data set gender. Inside that you have which assigned, and if it is a using a data frame, then you have to use the $sign to select the particular column inside the gender. If the data set name is or data frame name is gender, and inside that a particular column exists, or say data set is something else, and inside that a column exists like gender, and you have to select that one. Then you have to give the data set name, $sign and gender. You have to for selecting that particular column. Here I am directly saved the value in gender. So under the if else such a condition, inside the parenthesis you have to give the data set name gender. If gender equal to M, if it is M, then comma it will print 1. Else, after second comma, else it will print 2. That means it will find the gender M. If it find and match the gender M, then it will assign a value 1, and if it is not M, then it will assign 2. That means male is assigned 1 and female will assigned as 2. Okay, so just press Ctrl Enter, like 2 1 2 2 1. Okay, same if you having more number of category, say I am using here female, male, and another type of gender, third gender or something. You can take any kind of category. So you can use a nested type of ifelse function to convert it to a numerical value. So first I'm using the ifelse function, and under that gender equal to male, if it is gender equal to matched to gender equal to male, then it will print 1, else it will print this. In else condition, I'm again providing the same if else condition, so it is a nested if else under another if else. So first condition, if it is matched M, then it is 1, if not matched, then else it will go for this. And here again it will find if gender equal to female, then it 2, if not it will assign 3. That when I is assigned as 3. So press Ctrl Enter, it will show first is 2 1 first I have to assign that one. Okay, I haven't assigned the gender, I guess. Yes, again I have to assign that text gender, so I have assigned, then run the if else condition. Now it's showing that 2 1 2 and 3. Okay, so female is 2 here, 1, then 2 2, female, male 1, then I is third gender, that is 3 2, then female, then again third gender 3, and then female 2. So next is a apply function. It is a comes under apply family, in which you apply a particular certain conditions, or you can apply into a particular list or a data set a particular condition, like for want to calculate mean, median, or something other type of function you want to use. Inside that you can use that inside that apply function. Say this apply family, first I'm using the apply. Okay, in that I'm using a data frame. I already discussed it in my video of data types, the data frame. So if you want to check, just go to that video and check that part, data frame, how to generate a data frame and what is the data frame. So here inside that data variable, I'm assigning this data.frame. For creating data.frame, you have to use this data.frame function. So I'm assigning a particular data, 3 vectors here, 1 2 3 2 3 4 and 2 4 6 inside a data frame, and creating a data frame using data.frame function inside that parenthesis and assigning it to the data. So just assign this data and check the data frame using the data. So 1 2 3 2 3 4 2 4 6. Then I'm applying this apply function. What the apply function does, it will take the data, either it take column wise operation, column wise take the data, or row wise take the data, and apply a particular function to get the output. Okay, say I want to calculate the mean row wise, so I'm using this apply function, and inside the parenthesis I'm selecting the data, that is our data in which I have stored this 3 vector, comma 1 means it will take row wise the values like 1 2 2 2 3 4 3 4 6, and comma then a particular operation. What it does, it will calculate the mean of that 3 rows, that means 3 columns in row wise, 1 2 3 1 2 2 2 3 4 and 3 4 6. Just press Ctrl Enter, it will calculate the 3 rows as a mean, this mean, this mean, and this mean. And if you use the 2 here, then it will calculate the column wise mean. Okay, so press Ctrl Enter, and it will show the first column is 2 and 1 3 3 6 divided by 3 2, and here it is 9 divided by 3 3, and here it is 12 divided by 3, it's 4. So next time applying the lapply function. It is also a family of apply functions. It is used with a list, and it also returns a list. Okay, so using this lapply function, just inside the parenthesis give the data set or a particular list. I'm using the list of two values, say two range of values. One is 10 to 20. This this symbol, that is colon, or a colon, basically used to generate a sequence of number. I already shown in sequence generation where it generates the sequence of number. Here I want to generate 10 to 20 10 to 20 the values, and 20 to 30 another set of values in a list. Okay, and want to calculate the mean. So comma separated by median, comma separated by median. So use the lapply function, give the list of values here, 10 to 20 comma 20 to 30. There will be two median it will calculate. One is for 10 to 20 values and another is 20 to 30 values. So press Ctrl Enter. It will presented as a list. So it is presented as a list, 15 and 25, the medians. And same application is same thing can be done using sapply function. It is a simplified version of the lapply function, in which it returns a vector or matrix, not list. So same, use the same code and use the sapply instead of lapply, and press Ctrl Enter. It will present a in as per your data. It will give a vector or give a matrix. So here 15, 25. It's not a list. So next is paste function. The paste function used to combine two strings together and convert it into a single string. Like in paste function, inside the parenthesis, I want to combine this hello, that is a separate string, comma, and that is separated by comma, and another separate string world. So I want to make this hello world into single string. Just use the paste function and use Control Enter. It will show that a string is now a single converted into single string, these two strings, and you can see here it is a single string now, hello world. This sometimes used for making name and title together, like John Anderson or Rahul Rauni or me. So sometimes it requires to generate a conjugate or combined sequence of characters. At that case, we use this paste function. Next is number of characters. To identify number of characters, we use the n character function. So n character inside the parenthesis give a particular word or sequence of words. It will calculate the number of character available in the word. Like in orange, inside the quotation, press Ctrl Enter. It will show 6, like ORANGE. It is 6 character is there. So next, useful functions for exploring data set. Whenever you have a data set or you have imported Excel file or CSV file, how to check the basic features of the data set. Say I'm using here a inbuilt data sets in R. To check the inbuilt data set, use the data and use the parenthesis and press Ctrl Enter. It will open all the available data sets, inbuilt data set. You can use those data set for your analysis. But this data is not that much big for a big data analysis or a better analysis, but those are useful for a smaller scale analysis. So I am using the iris dataset. Here iris dataset is there. To import the data into our environment, use the data function, and inside the function, inside the quotation, give the iris, the dataset name. Press Ctrl Enter. It will come here iris. So to identify what the data looks like and to check the first 6 values, because if a data set is very much long, includes thousands of rows, then maybe printing that many rows takes too much time. For to improve the viewing experience, we use the head function that will show you the first 6 rows for head. So use the head function and use the iris dataset that we have used this dataset iris. We are using this dataset iris. So just head, and inside the parenthesis gives iris dataset name and press Ctrl Enter. It will show the first 6 rows. So the iris dataset is a features of different some flower, and it has 4 variables or characteristics like sepal length, sepal width, petal width, and species. There are 3 kinds of species. By printing only 6 rows, you not able to see that how many species are there, but it has 3 species: setosa, versicolor, and virginica. So to check the last 6 values, you can also use the tail function. Tail under that gives the data set. So press Ctrl Enter, it will show the last values, because this data set has 150 observations. See, here is last is 150, so 145 to 150 it's showing last 6 values. To check the names of the particular data set, what are the column names, just use the names function, and inside the parenthesis give the data set name or data frame name. Okay, press Ctrl Enter, it will show. Here it is showing 5 names of the column: sepal length, sepal width, petal width, and species. After that, if you want to check identify the how many number of rows it contains, to check the number of rows, use the nrow function. Inside that, give the iris data set inside parenthesis and press Ctrl Enter. It will show that it contains 150 observations or 150 rows. Here you can also check in right side iris, such 150 observation of 5 variables. Then next is, if you want to check how many column it contains, use the n column function, and inside that give the data frame or data set name. Press Ctrl Enter, it will show that 5 columns. Here exactly you can see. You can also see the data set from here, in global environment or environment. Press the iris data set, you can also see the data set here. Okay, there are 3 types of species available. So next is dimension. So to check how many rows it contains and how many columns, you can directly use the dimension function. But this nrow and n-column function specifically used at certain places when you want to calculate the number of rows and use that number of rows for a particular calculation or particular for making a particular code structure. And dimension here, the dimension function which gives you the dimension in rows and columns. Okay, first observation is row and second observation is column. So use the dimension function dim, press Ctrl Enter. It will show you 150 rows and 5 columns. Then you can check certain basic features like what are the columns names, what type of data actually contains those columns. So str, you can use the structure function str, and inside that it gives the data frame name or the data structure name. So press Ctrl Enter, str function will show you it is a data.frame, 150 observations of 5 variables, and these are the variables name, and these are the variable data type like sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and numeric, and species, as it is a categorical or having a particular category, 3 flower category, so it is a factor. So if you want to check the range of a particular data set or a data set such a particular column, what is the range of the values, what is the minimum value, what is the maximum value it contains. Say for I want to check the sepal length range. To check the range, use the range function. Under that, give the data set name. Data set name is iris, and inside that data set is like a Excel sheet. Simply you can see here, I want to enter that data set and want to select this particular sepal length. Okay, here is sepal length, and inside that I want to check the range, what is the minimum and maximum. So to select the particular column, first you have to give the data set name iris, give a $sign to enter that data set and select a particular column. So I'm selecting this sepal.length column. So press Ctrl Enter, it will show the range. It ranges 4.3 minimum to maximum 7.9. If you want to check the labels, like for species, it is a 3 labels, 3 types of flower it contains. So what are the labels if you want to check a particular column contains or particular variable contains how many labels? you can use the label function, and again iris dollar, I'm selecting the species column, and to check the species, how many type of species it has, just press Ctrl Enter. It will show Setosa, versicolor and virginica. Then for plotting, we can also use such a plot function. I will not discuss here much about such a plot, because I will discuss those things in ggplot2 tutorials. So I'm just showing here a simple plot, how you can make a plot. So for making a simple plot, you can use the plot function, and inside that plot function parenthesis, you have to give the x value. X value I'm taking is sepal length. So iris dollar sepal length column or sepal length values, comma y equal to, in y-axis it will represent a particular value, say iris dollar. Under that I'm selecting the species width, sepal width. Just press Ctrl Enter. It will print the values here in the plot section. You can also change the color, the name of and heading, then the axis names. You can do lots of things. I will discuss all those things in ggplot2 tutorials. So these are the list of different functions that are most frequently used by researchers, programmers, and you can use those such features in daily data analysis. These are the most important, I guess, most important and the most frequently used functions. So so thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel for further or future videos. The channel name is Rahul_Codify. Thank you.